Have you ever experienced that intense, sinking feeling that you have no idea what you're doing? That you're an imposter or a fraud? Today I'm going to share how to deal with imposter syndrome so that you never have to feel that feeling again. My name is Tiffany Toombs, and I'm a high-performance mindset coach that has worked with thousands of entrepreneurs, athletes, and big dreamers all across the world to help them overcome imposter syndrome, self-sabotage, and limiting beliefs for good. In this video, I'm going to share with you the truth about imposter syndrome and 4 questions to ask yourself to reprogram your mind so that you can let go of imposter syndrome for good. What is imposter syndrome and why do I have it? That is one of the most common questions my clients ask me when they start working with me. Imposter syndrome happens when there is a misalignment between what you believe to be true about yourself and the goals that you are currently working towards. This is also known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. The Dunning-Kruger effect tells us that somebody who has a lower level of skills tends to overestimate what they are capable of. Another way of looking at this is through the knowledge confidence curve. Now, logic would tell us that the more you know about something, the more you know about a specific topic, the more you know about a specific skill, the more confident you are in doing that skill or using that information. The opposite is actually true. As we increase the amount of knowledge or skill that we have, we suddenly become aware of all that we don't know or all that we still have yet to learn. And so this is where imposter syndrome kicks in. At the very beginning of launching your business or starting a sport, you may have had absolute confidence in yourself because your knowledge and skill levels were lower. So you were overestimating your abilities. Then, as you started to learn more or become better at that skill, you realized just how much higher this mountain that you're climbing was than what you thought. And this is where imposter syndrome kicks in. Now, I told you I'm going to help you start to reprogram your mind in this video to overcome that. Before I get to these questions that you need to ask yourself though, I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced imposter syndrome and did you let it stop you? Go to the comments below and let me know. So I've discovered that there are 4 powerful questions that will allow you to completely let go of imposter syndrome for good. The first question that you're going to ask yourself is, how do you know that you're an imposter? How do you know that you are a fake or a fraud? What evidence do you have? Now, normally when I ask my clients this question, they look at me like I have lost my mind. There's a method to my madness though. Imposter syndrome is coming from our unconscious mind, which actually makes up 96% of our mind's capacity. The unconscious mind is where our limiting beliefs, our negative emotions, and our memories are stored. And so our unconscious mind is kind of like that 2 or 3-year-old toddler asking the why questions. The more you ignore it, the louder it gets. And so oftentimes when imposter syndrome strikes, what most people attempt to do is shove it back down. Maybe they go distract themselves by doing something other than work, get stuck in that procrastination loop, or maybe they just try and work through it. Either way, they're ignoring the unconscious mind, which means it gets louder and louder and louder until it's so loud that we have no choice but to listen. By asking yourself this question, what evidence do I have? You're actually allowing the unconscious mind to be heard. And you'll often find that there's very little evidence that you don't actually know what you're doing. There's very little evidence that you're a fake or a fraud. If we don't ask ourselves this question, however, what is a tiny anthill can grow into a mountain the size of Mount Everest. So we need to start with this question. The second question you're going to ask yourself is, do I know anyone or do I know of anyone, a celebrity or someone who's hugely successful, that has the goal that I'm looking to achieve and either started where I am now or in a worse position than I am. The other thing that you need to know about the unconscious mind is that it doesn't know the difference between me and you, and it doesn't know the difference between fiction and reality. So if we can show the unconscious mind that there is someone who has what we want now, but they started where we are or in a worse position than us, it tells our unconscious mind that it's actually possible for us too. What this does is it opens the filters of the reticular activating system, the GPS that's in our mind, and our GPS starts to look for opportunities for us to achieve this because we now know that it is possible. Before I share with you the last 2 questions to allow yourself to let go of imposter syndrome for good, I just want to remind you to subscribe to my channel. I am putting out brand new videos every single week to help you master your mind, let go of self-sabotage, so that you can truly make the impact on this world that you're meant to. Question number 3 that you're going to ask yourself is, what evidence do I have that I am good enough or that I'm not an imposter? So before we asked ourselves for evidence that you were, now we're going to start looking at all the evidence that you have that you are not. Now, if you have been running your business for a while, this evidence is going to come in terms of client testimonials, client success stories, things that people have sent you that shows just how good your product or service has been. Every single time I get one of these testimonials from my clients, I take a screenshot and I save it in a specific folder on my phone so that I can access it anytime I want. Anytime I feel that feeling of self-doubt or imposter syndrome coming up, I know that I have a folder with thousands of testimonials on it waiting for me to reread them and remind myself that I really do help people make a change. So create this folder for yourself that you can come back to set yourself up for success anytime. If you're newer to business or you're just starting out on a new journey and you don't have testimonials, that's okay too. What I want you to do is reach out to the 5 people who know you the best and are the most supportive of your journey and ask them, what is your favorite thing about me? What is my superpower? And what is one thing that you think I'm really good at that I don't even realize I'm good at? By getting the answers to these 3 questions, you're going to start to see yourself through the eyes of somebody else. Things that you may take for granted because they come so easy to you, you'll now realize that that's actually one of your superpowers, and other people are aware and acknowledge that and appreciate that trait or that skill in you. Again, take a screenshot of the answers that you get and start your file of testimonials and social proof that you can come back to any time. The 4th and final question that you're going to ask yourself is, the person who achieves the goal that I'm looking to achieve, what is it that they believe about themselves? Start to write a list of the beliefs that they have about themselves and then ask yourself, in order to achieve this belief, what would I need to think? What kind of behaviors would I need to engage in to fully integrate that belief into my life? So every week you're going to choose one of those belief systems and you're going to start practicing those thoughts and those habits or behaviors into your daily routine. This will allow you to rewire the mind, let go of those old beliefs, and start creating new beliefs that empower you and allow you to move towards the goals that you have for yourself. If you truly want to master your mind and become the best version of you, I would love to invite you to join us in our 6-day Mind Mastery Challenge. This challenge is absolutely free, and I'm going to give you more tools like I did in this video to help you overcome self-sabotage, let go of emotional baggage, and overcome overwhelm, and so much more. All you have to do to get instant access to the challenge is go to nlpworksheet.com or click on the link in the description, and I'll see you there. Thank you so much for watching.